Now, let's see. Come on. You can do it. All right, we are live. Welcome back to No Filter MMA. Told you guys that we had a special guest coming back to our show. You guys have definitely seen him before. We are back with UK lightweight prospect, undefeated prospect, Superman Scott Butters. Welcome back, man.
Yeah, boy. Thanks for having me. Appreciate the
Absolutely.
time.
Absolutely. So, man, so what's been going on with Scott lately, man? I know you went through an injury, you had a fight, and it didn't happen because you got injured. What's been going on? Talk to us about that.
Yeah, I was meant to fight on Almighty Fighting Championships. Um, the guy I was going to fight, his last submission win went viral around the world, so I was really looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, suffered a fractured rib sparring about 4 weeks out from fight night, and it just
Ooh.
wasn't worth risking it. It wasn't going to be healed completely in time, so I had to back off the gas a bit. In my head, I was like, well, maybe if I have like a week or two out, still trying to keep the cardio up, I'll be all right. But towards the end of the first week into the second week, I couldn't even run. Every time my foot was slamming on the ground, just vibrating through my rib. And then while I was breathing a bit deeper as I'm getting further along, it's just pushing up on my diaphragm.
Yeah.
I had to speak to my management and my medical. It just wasn't the clever thing to do. So a bit more time to rest, a bit more time to keep practicing and honing the skills. And, I'm back at home, back on contenders, number 24, headlining again.
All right. All right. That's what's up. So what kind of rehab did you have to do? How did you have to work around the injury, to get yourself back strong?
Hardest thing for me was just drinking loads of milk because I'm not a big milk fan, but I thought full of calcium, just keep necking milk, magnesium oil, rubbing that on, CBD oil, magnesium tablets, calcium tablets, just anything to try and strengthen it up. Um, when I was doing my strength and conditioning, we stayed away from the bench press and the deadlifts and things like that. We were trying to
Yeah.
work on other things, so we were getting leg press, things like that. And when it got to a stage where I was more comfortable and I could move a little bit freer and still be comfortable with my right arm, we then just round upon round upon rounds of pads. Um, we kept well away from the sparring for quite a while. And it was just fun to work on really getting that technique higher. We had an opponent in mind for the next one, so it was a lot of homework, a lot of watching him and seeing what he likes. And, this is going to be the first time that I've really had a game plan tailored towards a certain fighter, because usually I don't. Usually I just do the best of what I can. But with this guy, it sort of needs a game plan. So yeah, it's been a lot more mental than physical up until maybe 4 or 5 weeks ago, and then we just hit the ground running. We was back on it, full gas, ready to go.
Yeah. Yeah. So speaking of your opponent, what are your thoughts on him? He's got if I remember my research right, he's got a lot more fights on his record than you do, of course,
Yeah.
professional fights. So how do you feel going up against a guy with, much more experience?
The way I look at it, I'm not 21, 22 years old anymore. I'm getting older, so I haven't got the affordability to pick and choose who I want to fight as much. I want to be fighting the best guys that's going to get me to the top as quick as I can.
Right.
So with Tim, he's like, I think he's 7-6, so he's had 13 pro fights. He's mixed it with some high level UK guys. He's been in the cage with Arnold Allen, who's now in the UFC. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Steve Aimable and Jack Grant, who are both now signed to Cage Warriors, things like that. He's actually got a win over my original coach, so this is going to be like come back and get the win, not in front of my coach as well. And
Absolutely.
he's got wins over a couple of local guys around me as well. So it's going to be a tough fight, but it's a fight. That's the sort of fight I want. I'm not in this for for just picking up easy wins. I want to be known for going out and actually being in a fight and really earning them wins.
Yeah, absolutely. So what's your, what's your plan going into this fight? Like, how do you see this fight going? Because this is going to be a good one. This is going to be a really good one.
Yeah, it's going to be a really good one. It's not going to be like my last two. It's not going to be a quick finish, or I don't think it's going to be a quick finish. I'm training for a long 3 round war, much like a lot of my old amateur fights where I would just grind someone down for 3 rounds. Where he likes to switch from southpaw to orthodox, that's going to work well for me as well. One thing I've been working on a lot is just countering that southpaw jab, coming back and taking that leg away. Yeah, he likes to be a bit of a flashy striker with all the spinning kicks, but he doesn't look as comfortable on the ground as what I am.
Yeah.
So that's if it's gonna finish anywhere, that's where it's gonna be. It's gonna finish with me on top, either raining down elbows or just taking that neck again.
Well, what I was going to say, Scott, was, when you do, judging by your last fight, you've improved leaps and bounds, and you've shown a lot more skill with your stand up. So yeah. So I mean, if the fight is there, are you prepared for it to? I mean, how do you feel about it if it becomes a striking war?
Yeah, I'm not phased. As I say, I've had 2 pro fights now, and for 18 months before that, I was constantly working on my stand up. People don't see what happens behind closed doors. They see my old amateur fights where I was just a grapple and slam fighter, but they don't see all the training that was going on. And I'm hoping that in the past 2 fights, I've shown people that I am more than just a wrestler and a grappler now.
Yeah.
But if people were to only look at my last 2 fights, they'd think, oh, right, this guy's a striker. So you've got to really look into and see that I'm really trying to become a full mixed martial artist. I'm not just a wrestler. I'm not just a grappler, and I'm by no means a striker. So I'm trying to become complete.
Absolutely. So let's see, you got your gym that you got open right now. Talk to us about that. How's that coming along?
That's really good. A couple of guys from Norwich, they've set up their own gym, elite gym. It's something that Norwich really has needed for a long time. We've got a few gyms in Norwich that have got like a cage wall or half a cage, but this is something else. This is a full 24-foot professional cage, 2 boxing rings, and a 12-meter squared matted area surrounded by bags. It's open. They do 6 till 7 in the morning. That's my classes, Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. And then you've got 3 hours of training Monday through Friday evenings. It's open Saturdays, and it's also open during the day for open mat as well. So for me, where I'm now, I've eased off on my workload. So I've given myself extra days that I can literally be down the gym the whole day. So I've got people that I'm helping myself, people that are now looking to take their first steps into MMA. So I'm helping them. But through the time when there isn't anybody down there, I'm there. I'm beasting myself. I had my strength and conditioning coach come down on Friday, so we're now chucking extra strength and conditioning classes in. And it's just a great place to be around. And everyone down there, even the new beginners, some of them are showing big promise. The gym's been open just over a month now, and some of them guys have gone for their first fight this evening. Like a no headshots amateur MMA fight. So yeah, that's how much the coaches down there believe in the guys.
So pretty much you're using, training these guys and opening this gym. This is also training for you.
Definitely. They may not be the higher levels, but it's good because I'm going over all the basics. I'm helping them with the basics, and it's still rounds upon rounds upon rounds. It's all adding to the gas tank, and that's always been one of my strong points. I've always had the good gas tank. With being one of them grinding fighters, I've always needed it. So all through my amateur career, I was used to going the 3 rounds, just trying to break someone's will and just absolutely grinding them out, shutting them out so they can't do anything. So yeah, rounds upon rounds, I love it. It's what I'm made for.
Absolutely. So you're fighting. This is what? How many fights have you had in Contenders so far?
This will be my third pro fight on Contenders. I had a couple of amateur fights on Contenders as well. It's my local show, but not only that, they really know how to look after their fighters and just the production on it. If you was there, you'd quite think you're at some of the a lot bigger shows. For a local show, it's second to none.
Yeah, man. And like when you're watching, I remember when I watched your last fight, and and I was watching it from my phone. It was very good quality, very good cameras, very good angles. It was
Yeah,
fantastic. I mean, yeah. So I mean, that's really in another way. That's kind of really prepping fighters for like the big stage. You know,
definitely.
absolutely, absolutely.
They've had
So go ahead.
they've had fighters go from Contenders to the bigger shows as well. If you look at Tom Mearns, he was the featherweight champion on Contenders, stepped up. He's been Cage Warriors, he's been Bellator. You've had Terry Doyle, he's fought on Contenders, he's fought on Cage Warriors everywhere. So a lot of the big eyes watch Contenders as well. You've had two kickboxers from Contenders have gone on to fight on Glory as well. So it's definitely on people's radars.
Yeah, man, absolutely. So, real quick, Scott, in the live chat here, a couple people are talking. My mom actually says, "I hope you come back on after the fight. I'm pulling for you." Absolutely. My family's a
Thank you
big
very
fan.
much.
My family's a big fan, man.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that a lot.
So, okay, so with you knowing that, these bigger promotions pay attention to fighters that come from Contenders, what kind of pressure does that put on you when it's time to actually go out and fight, and those people are watching?
Yeah, I mean, I know there's pressure, but pressures make diamonds. So it's how you use that pressure and use them nerves. If I didn't have nerves, then I'd be more worried than having nerves. I'm at that point now where I may have only had two pro fights, but I had quite a long amateur career. So I'm used to being in the cage. I'm used to making that walk. I'm slowly becoming a lot more relaxed wherever the fight goes. So yeah, I'm always relaxed when I'm in there. I don't tend to feel the pressure as much. But as I said, pressure makes diamonds. So you need that pressure to really bring out the best in you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, man. So, and I've noticed I've interviewed a few guys from the UK. I interviewed you, then I interviewed the Mearns brothers, and the fan base is really growing in the UK. As far as the sport MMA is growing a lot over there. How does it feel being knowing that you could potentially be one of the big guys that come out of the UK, especially with your undefeated record? If you were to remain undefeated.
Oh, it's great. I mean, it's something that you dream of, really. I no way thought that in my pro debut I'd be headlining a show. That like to me that was a real honor. And then to go on and headline the second show, and now to do it for the third time, it's like some people that may add a lot more pressure as well. But to me, it sort of humbles me because it shows me that there's a lot of people out there that want to see me doing well. Like there's other guys on the cards who I feel could quite easily have headlined the card, but with Contenders and the guys doing the matchmaking and the running of the show, they've chose me to headline, and like, it's hard to put into words how grateful I am for that opportunity, because there is people out there that will only tune in for the top three fights and things like that.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
everyone always puts their top three fighters towards the end of the card. They're the ones that are going to get seen the most often. So yeah, it's unreal, really, to think it's my third pro fight and my third headlining event.
Yeah, man. Because I mean, it's kind of like it's kind of like they're putting you in position. You know what I'm saying, for to be recognized, man. I mean, that's kind of huge, man.
Yeah, they are. They're really pushing me. They try and push all their fighters, even like the guys on the undercard and the up and coming guys, because a lot of people don't realize, but East Anglia has got some big talent. You've only got to look at like Arnold Allen the past couple of years when he took that late notice fight in the UFC. That's when people are like, wow, comes from like a tiny little village, right? We need to be looking more in this area. And we've got a guy who works for a local newspaper called Mark Heath, who he's always doing columns in there. And he's always trying to shout us guys out because he does a little bit of training himself, so he knows how hard it is, and he knows that it's just that one little break. That's all you need, and you can make it. And that's the whole reason why all of us do it. We want to get to the top, and we want to be the best we can be.
Absolutely, and it's crazy, man. How you, one thing I noticed about you, man, you being in the spotlight over there, you maintain Scott, like you stay the same, like you don't let it get to you, you know, like you stay
No,
humble. You,
no.
yeah, like you. I mean, it's good that you're like that, man. People like that, I believe, more better because, you know, all you got the Conor McGregors out there, you know what I'm saying? You got the Chael Sonnens out there. You know, you got the junk talkers out there, but you just kind of, you know, you keep it mild. You talk more with your actions.
That's it. That's it. I keep it 100. It is how it is. If I came out and just started trash talking, people would be like, "Whoa, that isn't Scott. That isn't what he does." So he's obviously trying to sell a fight, and then that isn't me. Like I'm always gonna be a humble guy. I'm humble when I win. I've been humble in defeat before in my amateur career, but at the end of the day, if it wasn't for the crowd and all the supporters, none of us would be doing this. So you've got to stay true to yourself, and you've always got to give big thanks to the crowd and the supporters. They're the reason we do it.
Did y'all wait a minute? I just wanted to pause on one thing you said. Did you guys hear him say he keeps it 100? They say that over there in the UK, man.
You got to keep it 100.
That's good, man. So just a little side thing here that's kind of funny. I asked both of the Mearns brothers. I said, how could you, you know, but you guys being in the UK, and then you got people like Scott Butters in the UK. I said, what do you think about possibly a potential matchup with you? And they both were like they'd be open to that. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, different weight classes and that, and again, that'd be another big step up for me because I really truly believe that they are both great fighters and both destined for big things. But at the end of the day, it's a sport. You don't hate people you play football against, so you can't hate people you're fighting. We're both going there to do a job. So if it was to ever get offered, and there was we could make the weights work, then yeah, I don't see why that fight couldn't go ahead. I've got nothing but love for both of the Mearns boys. They're both doing big things, and coming from BST, it's a great gym. So yeah, I'd definitely be open to it. Obviously, the only thing would be the weight, and I like my food too much.
That'd be a nice, good sportsmanship matchup there. Oh yeah. So so let me ask you this, Scott. So speaking of your weight, you know what I'm saying? How have you been keeping? You know, I know the weight. I know you said you have to cut a little weight sometimes to get there. Sometimes you don't. But how have you been keeping your weight in check? How's your weight cut gonna be this time around? Is what I'm trying to ask.
Yeah, it's not really going to be too much of a cut, to be honest. I'm at a point now where I enjoy what I eat. 90% of the time, my diet's pretty good. Obviously, over here, the kids are on summer holidays at the moment, so we've constantly got the ice cream man doing
I'm about to say, man, you got a sweet tooth. You told us you had a bad sweet tooth.
There's the donut. Yeah, that's the hardest bit. But there's some good things out on the market at the minute. Something I'm really liking is some ice cream by a brand called Halo Top. You get like a whole tub of it. It's like 260 calories. So it's like, yeah, winning. You can't go wrong.
Yeah.
Not quite donuts, but it's something. It helps.
Yeah, man, absolutely. So how do you juggle? How do you juggle training for a fight, uh, injury, opening a gym, and being a husband and a father at the same time?
It's hard. It's definitely hard. I'm not gonna lie. I've cut my hours down at work now. So I'm now doing 4 days a week. I now don't do any weekend work whatsoever. Um, Training, I've sort of juggled my schedule training wise about as well. So I'm trying to give us more family time at the weekend. And I'm just blessed to have such a supportive girl as Danny Foden. She supports me 100%. She's the one that's really been pushing me to do less hours at work, concentrate more on the gym side, and really try and start to build up a client base of helping other people in the gym as well. So with her, life just becomes easier. If I had anyone else, I'd really struggle. I really would.
Yeah.
It's true what they say, behind every great man is an even greater woman.
That's good, man. Absolutely. I'm sure that keeps you grounded, especially with the kids and all.
Definitely. Yeah, everything I do, all my trophies, belts, programs from the fights, posters. My oldest daughter, she's got every single poster from every one of my fights. They've got all the trophies, medals, and everything like that. That's all up on the shelf for them. So it's just all about trying to keep myself grounded, keep them. They help me focus as well. Like everything I do, I want to do the best I can for them. I want to make them proud. I want to make my partner proud. Yeah, I just want to make Norfolk and East Anglia proud of what we're doing, trying to push it on.
Hey man, well you're doing a good job of it. You know, you headlining shows. You're doing a very good job of it. So, I'm excited. I'm going to be tuned in. Last time you fought, I was at work, but and I watched the whole thing from my phone. Everybody was like, "Dude, what are you watching?" I'm like, "Man, I'm watching my buddy. Man, he's fighting." But I'll be tuned in, man. Most definitely, I'll be tuned in. But I got let's talk some UFC right quick. I definitely want to get your opinion on a few things. This is gonna be great. So what's your thoughts on Khabib and Conor finally happening?
For me, um, I'm a massive Khabib fan. Always have been. I just love his style and the way he'll just take people down, maul them, and break their will. But I'm also a big McGregor fan because I absolutely love what he's done for the sport. May not agree with the way he goes about it some of the times. Um, I don't think you'd ever catch me throwing a dolly at a bus and things like that. But yeah, I think it's going to be a great fight. As much as I want Khabib to win, I can see McGregor catching him. I don't think it would be like the 13-second Aldo fight, but everyone knows McGregor's that left hand. That's gonna hurt. If it goes past the first round, that's when Khabib's gonna start to come into his own. Everyone's slating McGregor about his groundwork and everything, saying he's got real bad groundwork, but he hasn't. If you look back, he's actually shown some really good groundwork. He just doesn't show it that often that we don't get to see it and we don't appreciate it. It's more defensive groundwork. So his anti-wrestling, blocking people's submission attempts, and just trying to get out of there and get back to where he wants to be. It's mixed martial arts. People will slate him for not being on the ground, but why would you when you're stronger on the feet and your opponent may be stronger on the floor? You play to your strengths. So yeah, if it goes past the first round, I think Khabib would win, which I'd be happy with. But I think there's always that chance of the McGregor left hand.
Wow, whoa! We get some good opinions here from Scott Butters. Now it's like I always tell you guys, it's different when us as spectators watch, but when it's someone who's actually doing it, when they give their side on it, it has a different weight to it. But okay, so I just seen where they re-announced Brian Ortega and Max Holloway. So what do you think about that?
Again, another great fight. Love Max Holloway. He's been on a tear, but it's the same thing again. If anyone can beat him, I think it's going to be T City. He's just his striking and the way he puts everything together and the way he just snatches submissions. That could be what is needed to defeat Max Holloway.
I mean, yeah, man. I mean, that's a tough one for me, because Max Holloway's got the reach. Max
Yeah.
Holloway's got the. I mean, he's got the power, but Brian Ortega with. I mean, his jujitsu is just out of this world. Do you see
Yeah.
yourself being? Do while we're talking about that, do you see yourself being that same type of? Especially if you remain undefeated and you keep racking up these submission wins, do you see yourself being that submission threat that someone like Brian Ortega is?
Yeah, I'd like to think that I've always got the threat of that submission, but I don't want to be classed as just a submission fighter. Um, if I can, I want to be mixing it up, which is why I was really happy with my pro debut. That's the first TKO victory I've got all throughout my amateur career or anything.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
yeah, I'd love to for people to say, "Oh, he's definitely threatening with the submissions," but ideally, I'd like to be known as an all-round fighter.
yeah. Okay, I understand that absolutely. Well, if you look at Brian Ortega, I mean, now, especially after knocking out Clay Guida and Frankie Edgar,
Yes,
he's known as being that all-around fighter. So that would be, and
definitely.
he's definitely a threat. He's a threat to anyone who he fights. So,
And if you look at Clay Guida, he's like he's a beast. He's got a hell of a chin on him.
yeah.
So yeah, and Edgar, both two really big scalps for him.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. So, what do you think about this Tyron Woodley Darren Till coming up? That's a huge fight.
That is a massive fight. Darren Till hasn't really helped himself too much in the media, but forget the media. The media are always going to try and make people look bad. Yeah, I think it's going to be a great fight. And if you look back at Till's last fight, Till won the boy. Yeah, all right, he missed weight or whatever, but that was a chess match. That was like a lot of
It
people
was
who
great.
only
It was
watch
great.
UFC and MMA for knockouts and submissions that they didn't appreciate that fight. But for people that actually know what you're watching, that was a hell of a fight. Like just to see two high level athletes
Yeah.
having to try and pick each other apart and look for the openings. That was a great fight to watch. So yeah, hopefully we see that sort of thing again. But Woodley's wrestling could be the answer to this.
Yeah, man, it really could be. I mean, but Woodley, you don't you don't see Woodley? You don't think Woodley could knock out Darren Till?
Uh,
Darren Till's got a hell of a chin. He's got a hell
yeah,
of a chin.
I think anyone can knock anyone out, but yeah, I can't see the knockout coming. I think if Woodley's going to win, it'll be through his wrestling.
All right, so people in the live chat is saying, Butters, can I get an autograph picture? No, I'm getting Scott Butters. I'm getting Scott Butters memorabilia first. So after I get my Scott Butters memorabilia, y'all can get y'all's because I got to get mine first.
Definitely.
so okay, so let's move on to what's next. You think for T.J. Dillashaw? That's gonna be interesting. With how that division's gonna shape up. What do you think's next for him?
I don't know. I think he seems like he's just interested in the super fights and that. A lot of people were calling for an automatic rematch with Garbrandt. I don't see the reasoning for that. As much as I like Garbrandt, is just been clearly beaten twice now. Um, as much as I'd like to see the TJ and Mighty Mouse fight, I also don't think it's time for that. I
No,
want to
no.
see, I want to see it working through the division, and I want to see some of the other guys getting their shot.
Well, now you have to throw Dominic Cruz back up in the mix of that because
Exactly.
yeah, he's
That
back.
is what I
He's
want to
back.
see.
Yeah, that's gonna be wild. I think we should get a. I think Cody Garbrandt should. I mean, Dominic Cruz should get that rematch to Cody Garbrandt because Dominic Cruz could fight a whole lot better than what he fought against Cody.
Yeah, definitely. The way he's evolved, since that fight is something else. So yeah, have them two run it back, and then I'd like to see TJ versus Cruz. That's ideally what I want to see, and I think that's
Ooh,
what a lot of other people want to see.
that's gonna be a wild one, man. I hope to see that fight again too. I have. That's one of those you must have. You have to have that
Yeah,
again. But there's an interesting thing shaping up right now, Sky. Me and my boys have been going back and forth. I mean, way back and forth about this one, and everyone's telling me I'm wrong, and I know I'm not wrong. You know what I'm saying? Because I know someone's got to see where I'm coming from. But I want to get your perspective, man. What do you think about the mid when you go up to? Let's go up to the middleweights. Paulo Costa versus Yoel Romero. What's your thoughts on Paulo Costa?
I think he's good, mate. I honestly, and I think if anyone can beat Romero, it's going to be him. Um, yeah, I just think he's got power. Romero, don't get me wrong, Romero's got power. Romero's a beast, and if he is as old as what people are saying, then he's in unreal shape as well. But we've seen before that doesn't always help. It takes a lot of oxygen to get to the muscles, and that's where it starts going. Um, but yeah, Costa, I think that's gonna be one. It's gonna be a hell of a fight, and two, it's gonna be the one that really skyrockets him as well. I think.
Yeah, because a lot of people are saying like Paulo Costa's too green. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know you've seen the Uriah Hall fight, man. When
Yeah.
he decimated Uriah Hall. Like that was crazy. So, but what do you think about like this potential matchup with Paulo Costa? It's like a dream matchup, and I think Paulo Costa would beat Israel Adesanya if they were to meet.
Ooh, I don't know about that one. Um, I just think I think Israel's gonna be like the next big thing. I really do. He's like a John Jones 2.0 with like his movements and things like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
His spinning elbows and yeah, I'm a big fan of Israel. Yeah, I don't think I think Israel beat Costa.
So you don't think that? Oh, well, real quick, Danny's watching. She says your girls are watching on the TV.
Brilliant.
So shout out to Danny, guys. Everybody give her a shout in the comment section, most definitely. So you don't think that the power of Paulo Costa could outdo the technicality of Israel Adesanya?
Um, power could will power can always beat technique. But I just think he'd be too quick. His movements. But that being said, it only takes one shot. But yeah, I'd still stick with Israel.
Oh boy, my boys are gonna dog me for that. They're gonna say
Yeah.
they're gonna say even Scott Butters doesn't agree with you.
Don't take my word for gospel. Trust me. Every time I try and bet on the UFC, I'm always wrong.
Uh oh. So we got a couple big women's MMA fights coming up. I want to get your thoughts on some of those. We got let's see, we got Valentina Shevchenko challenging the Ultimate Fighter winner champion Nico Montano. What are your thoughts on that? Because a lot of people are just counting Nico off, but Nico's a tough girl,
Yeah,
man. What do you think?
she is. She is. She's real tough, but I think everyone. It's just that name, isn't it? It sort of strikes fear
Yeah,
into people.
yeah, yeah.
Um, but I don't know. I do like rooting for the underdog, so I'd think I'd go with Nico. To be honest, I'd love to see her to see her get that win. The win that some people would call an upset, but I don't know. Maybe people aren't giving her the credit she needs because she is a complete all round fighter. So
Yeah, yeah, she is. And Valentina's scary. I mean, she's shown scariness on the feet. She submitted Juliana Pena. That was huge.
that's no joke.
Yes, I mean, so Valentina is Valentina, but there's always every now and then in the fight world, there's always somebody that comes along, that a lot of people count off, or A lot of people always,
100%.
and I believe Nico is kind of like that dark horse. Like she's gonna come out. She's healthy. She's gonna come out. She's gonna fight with everything she's got, and it's gonna be a good fight.
Yeah,
So
100%. Definitely. I think it's going to be a really good fight.
yeah, absolutely. So what do you think about Cyborg Nunez just getting
Oh, that's a good one. This is going to be like, at the minute, Cyborg's just been walking through everyone. But again, I think this is, it's not going to be like the rest of her fights. She isn't going to have it all her own way. This is going to be an awesome fight. This is like the women's MMA, what it's been building to. It's going to be good.
Well, it's like when you have Amanda Nunes. I mean, I don't think Cyborg has faced anyone that is as
No.
dangerous as Amanda Nunes, and a lot of people are saying, no, this is an easy win for Cyborg. But I mean, look at Amanda Nunes is what she's done. I mean, she finished Misha Tate at her prime.
Yeah.
Like,
and that wasn't that.
expected.
People don't do that to Misha Tate.
Yeah. Like Misha doesn't get beat up like that, and
No.
I mean she finished Misha. She beat Ronda easily, and then she walked through Valentina Shevchenko again. She beat Valentina, and then she turns around and beats Rocky Pennington. So Amanda's just racking up the notches, and she's a big threat on the feet. So what do you think about the issues that she poses for Cyborg?
I think they're going to be big issues. As you said, Cyborg hasn't fought anyone anywhere near Nunez's level. I honestly believe Nunez is going to cause her big issues on the feet. I don't think she'll be able to get her striking off like she has done in her previous fights. It's all become a bit easy for Cyborg to just trade with people and to walk them down. But I don't think that's going to happen in the Nunez fight. I think Nunez is too smart, and especially riding this wave at the minute where she's got big wins over big opponents. It's just going to really boost her confidence right up there. And yeah, I just think this is going to be the undoing of Cyborg, I think.
Ooh boy. Oh boy, he said it. I think it's gonna show. I think we're gonna finally see Cyborg in some sort of danger.
Yeah.
Because you just don't see Cyborg. And the closest danger that I've seen Cyborg in was when Kunitskaya took her back. That was kind of like whoa, like Yana Kunitskaya, but that ended quickly. But I think we'll finally see her get hit, her get bloodied up just a little bit because Amanda's gonna hit her. Amanda's definitely gonna hit her. Yeah. So this is I'm interested to see what this brings. But let's move up to the heavyweights. What do you think is going on with this Brock Lesnar, Stipe, DC? Do you think Stipe deserves the rematch?
Yeah, definitely, 100%. Brock Lesnar. Unfortunately, that's the money fight, isn't it? He brings a lot of following him from WWE and things like that. But the UFC owe it to Stipe. They've got to give Stipe a rematch. He's the baddest man on the planet. Come on, give him his rematch. But then you've got to be thinking, what the hell's John Jones doing? Because he's looking an absolute animal at the minute. And he's blatantly saying, well, I'm following DC everywhere. I'm getting my belt back.
Ooh. Oh, boy.
That's
wild. And if John Jones comes back, that just throws that just throws a wrench in everything that's going on, because DC's gonna be like, oh shit, here's DC.
Yeah.
I've lost the DC twice, here's John Jones, but do you think that when DC beat John Jones, when he beat Stipe Miocic, do you think that the eye pokes had something to do with it? Because now that's apparently been a big thing.
I think they did, yeah. I don't think anyone saw the fight ending that way, that quickly. I know I thought that if DC was I personally thought Stipe was gonna win, but if DC was gonna be, if he was gonna win, it'd be for his wrestling. It'd just be just demolishing him on the floor. But yeah, them eye pokes, I really think something needs to be done about the gloves. Even if they're just slightly curved. So instead of your hands are out here, slightly curved there, it's going to be easier to make the fist, and your fingers aren't going towards the eyes.
Yeah, yeah. That was. I mean, and then when you see these, when you see Stipe's face afterwards, like it's
Yeah,
like God. I mean, it's like it was like gouges in his face, man.
yeah, it's not good.
Oof. All right, Scott. So let's ask you this question. Um, what do you feel is next? I know you're not looking past your opponent. I know you wouldn't look past your opponent. But what do you see if you beat this guy? You know what I'm saying? What do you see is next for you?
Um, I when I get past this guy, I see one of the big shows coming, be it Bellator, Bama, or Cage Warriors. I'll be
Okay.
at that
All right.
position. I think I've shown so far that I'm definitely working towards that level, and I'm definitely working at a rate where I deserve it. Um, and when I beat this guy who's already had 14 pro fights, then yeah, I'm going to show that I deserve that opportunity to make my appearance on an undercard in one of them three big shows. Definitely.
All right. All right. See, you guys heard it here. So Scott, let's go ahead and we ain't gonna keep you too long. We know you're a busy man. Know you're a busy man. Give us a shout out to your gyms and your sponsors and everybody, and tell us who's
Okay.
keeping you afloat, bro.
Right, so I'd like to say a big thank you to Ultimate Fight Outlet. They supply me with all my kit, training kit, fight kit, gloves, everything I need. A company called Man the Fuck Up. It's street and gym wear with added motivation. You ever wake up in the morning and you're like, oh, I really can't be asked to go to the gym. You pull your t-shirt out, it's got MTF up on the front there. Man the fuck up, get on with it and get it done. Shout out to Sports Asylum Nutrition. These guys, they are working wonders with their supplements at the minute. They've got fat burners that help you sleep better, but also burn fat in the night. I use their Amino Madness. It's really high servings of everything that you need. I got Focus for Fitness. He's the guy that he does all my sports massage and everything like that. Gooch Accident Repair Center, Wyndham Scaffolding, DC's Bar. I've got Butter Bros. These are the reason why this beard is looking so full and so healthy now. Butter Bros Beard Co. Put some butter in your beard. They do oil, butter, and the shampoo wash. CBD Ultra. These guys keep me stocked up with all my CBD products, whether it's the vape, whether it's the oil drops, or whether it's the comfrey oil that I rub directly onto my skin. We've got Max Bateman Diversifit, who's one of the coaches from NFMMA, and he's also sort of a personal trainer and a nutritionist that helps me out. He's constantly got my back, constantly messaging me, making sure I'm all right. We've got my Thai boxing gym, Team Fuzetta. I've got the new gym in Norwich, Elite Gym. Check them out on Facebook. They're actually running a competition at the minute to win a month's gold membership and a one-to-one session with the Thai boxing coach there. I've got the Studio Martial Arts and Fitness Centre in Dereham. That's where Dereham MMA runs out of. A lot of beginners, but they're all guys that have always got my back, constantly helping me, constantly trying to push me. And they are going to be the next wave of guys coming through. They've been doing little inter clubs at the minute, but yeah, it's looking good. Some of them are definitely on their way up. We've got Hybrid Performance. These guys are who I've been working with very closely for this camp. He's my strength and conditioning coach. He's the one that's adding all these new tricks and tips, getting me to do new exercises. And this is the first camp I've actually properly added lifting. I've never done any weightlifting or anything like that. Never really seriously looked at strength and conditioning. But yeah, we're working. We've got big things going at the minute. Yeah, I'm actually really enjoying. I didn't think I'd enjoy the lifting as much as I am, but yes, it's really good. And he definitely knows what he's on about. He's a very clever guy. And then I've got Almighty Fight Management. This is my management. Without them, I wouldn't have these fights, and I wouldn't be getting this opportunity to perform for the fans and the supporters. So a big thank you goes out to them. But last, but by no means least, the most important person, we mentioned her earlier, is Danny. Without her, I couldn't do anything. I wouldn't be able to train 5-6 days a week. I wouldn't be able to work all the time. I wouldn't be able to be helping these other guys out at competitions with them. Without her, none of this would be possible. And the same goes for my 2 kids as well. Everything I do is to try and make all 3 of them proud. So a big, massive thank you to all of my sponsors, all of my gyms, and my family, because without them, I couldn't do what I love. I'm one step closer to living the dream. One step closer. We're getting there.
That's what we like to hear, man. Absolutely. I got one question for you, Scott, in the live chat. Someone asked, "Does pickle juice really help you recover from a workout?"
What's that story?
They said, "Does pickle juice really help you recover from a workout?"
I'm not sure. I've not heard that one. I do like a pickle, though. I do like pickle. I may have to try that one. Hopefully, it
Well,
still counts if you eat the pickles as well.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. I had you on mute. I said we're not gonna keep Scott. We're not gonna keep Scott for too long, guys. But let everybody know when and where your next fight will be, so we all can watch it.
The next fight is at Contenders number 24, September 29th. It will be live on the Fight TV app. What I'll do is, as soon as I get the link, I will post it in the No Filter MMA group. I'll tag BJ and I'll let all you lovely people know all about it. I think it was like $9.99 last time, but I'll have a code. I'll post the code as well, so you can all watch it for free. Everyone loves a bargain.
Oh, absolutely. Heck yeah. I gotta be looking out for that code myself. All right, guys. Well, that's it. We're gonna let Scott go. Scott, once again, thank you for stopping by No Filter MMA, and we're gonna have to get that post fight from you as well.
No worries. Thank you very much for your time.
Absolutely, man. Peace out.
Bye.